Some places do not need monsters. Their history, their geography, and the things hidden beneath them are disturbing enough. A mansion hangs above a Colombian abyss. An American town burns underground. And an Amazonian cave appears almost too precise to be natural. All three places are real. So are the abandoned rooms, the poisoned earth, the vertical shafts, and the expeditions that entered the darkness. But around each place, documented facts have fused with rumors until the boundary between history and horror became difficult to see. This is not a list of invented haunted houses. It is an investigation into three real landscapes that look like nightmares. And the final location attracted soldiers, scientists, explorers, and the first human being to walk on the moon. Our first place stands beside one of Colombia's most dramatic waterfalls, southwest of Bogotá. Today it is called the Casa Museo Tequendama. In photographs from its abandoned years, however, it looked like a mansion waiting for a ghost story. The building rises directly beside the gorge, with multiple floors facing a violent drop, dense forest, cold spray, and rapidly changing mountain weather. Its story did not begin as a haunted hotel. It began with transportation, tourism, and the ambition to bring visitors closer to the famous waterfall. The structure was linked to the Southern Railway route and served first as a station and restaurant before becoming a hotel for travelers from Bogotá. At its height, this was not a ruin. Guests arrived to dine, socialize, and look across one of the most powerful landscapes in the region. But tourism patterns changed. The railway declined, and the pollution of the Bogotá River damaged both the waterfall's image and the economy built around it. The hotel closed, and for roughly 3 decades the building stood exposed to moisture, neglect, vegetation, and the constant force of the gorge. Plaster peeled from the walls. Windows darkened. Stairways emptied. From the road, the abandoned structure appeared to float over the precipice. That appearance gave old tragedies a physical home. The Tequendama Falls had long been associated with stories of people jumping into the gorge. Over time, local legends placed footsteps in the corridors, faces in the windows, and voices inside rooms that no longer received guests. There are many paranormal accounts, but there is no reliable evidence that the building is haunted. The documented transformation is more remarkable. A decaying hotel was acquired, stabilized, and restored by an environmental foundation. Structural work began in 2013, and the building gradually reopened as a museum devoted to the river, local biodiversity, history, and conservation. The supposed haunted ruin is therefore no longer abandoned. Visitors can enter rooms once photographed as empty shells and find exhibitions instead of ghosts. Yet restoration did not erase the atmosphere. The windows still face the abyss, the waterfall still vanishes into cloud, and the old stories remain attached to the walls. The fear here is partly architectural, a refined human building placed in a landscape that seems capable of swallowing it. But the second place is frightening for a different reason. Nothing supernatural is required, because the ground itself is still burning. Centralia lies in Pennsylvania's anthracite coal region, where a town once stood over a network of mines, tunnels, and abandoned workings. In May 1962, fire reached the Buck Mountain coal bed beneath the borough. The most widely accepted account begins with the controlled burning of trash in an old strip pit. The flames found access to buried coal and moved into underground passages where fuel, oxygen, and forgotten mine connections allowed the fire to spread. A mine fire is not like a burning building. The combustible material is part of the landscape, hidden inside fractured ground and inaccessible corridors. Early attempts to control the fire cost millions of dollars, yet produced only limited results. For years, much of Centralia still looked ordinary. Families lived in houses, children walked through town, and cars passed over roads with fire moving below them. Then the surface began to reveal what the underground was doing. Steam escaped from cracks. Vegetation died in unusual patches. Carbon monoxide entered some structures. Asphalt split, and hot ground appeared where lawns had been. The danger was not a wall of visible flame. It was uncertainty, toxic gas, unstable soil, and the possibility that a normal-looking surface could suddenly collapse. In 1981, 12-year-old Todd Domboski fell into a hole that opened beneath him. He survived by clinging to a root until he was pulled out. The incident became the image Centralia could not escape. A child had nearly disappeared into the burning mine beneath an apparently familiar piece of ground. By 1983, one estimate placed the cost of completely extinguishing the fire at about $663 million. The following year, the United States Congress approved $42 million to purchase properties and relocate residents and businesses. Between 1985 and 1991, hundreds of homes and commercial properties were acquired. Buildings were demolished, families left, and entire blocks vanished. Street grids remained where neighborhoods no longer existed. Steps led to empty lots. Utility lines ended beside grass and foundations. A damaged section of Route 61 became one of Centralia's most famous images: buckled pavement, fissures, steam, and later layers of graffiti. That roadway was eventually bypassed and buried, but the underground fire did not disappear with the photographs. Pennsylvania continues to monitor the mine fire. It is not true that every street is constantly covered in smoke, and the town is not a permanent open furnace. Most of the fire remains unseen. Its presence is read through temperature, gas, deformation, dead vegetation, and the mapped movement of heat underground. Centralia is often called the inspiration for Silent Hill. The 2006 film used the idea of an evacuated town above a mine fire, but the original games had broader influences. The comparison survives because Centralia already contains the essential image of horror: a town that looks quiet while something dangerous moves beneath it. At Hotel del Salto, legend occupied an abandoned building. In Centralia, danger occupied the geology beneath everyday life. Our final place combines both patterns: real geology and an extraordinary legend, inside the Ecuadorian Amazon. Cueva de los Tellos lies in Morona, Santiago, on the eastern side of the Andes, within territory historically known and used by Shure communities. Foreign explorers did not discover an unknown void. Local people had entered the cave for generations and understood routes that outsiders would later describe as mysterious. The cave takes its name from tellos, or oilbirds, nocturnal birds that navigate dark chambers with clicking sounds and nest deep inside cavern systems. The principal entrance is not a welcoming tunnel. It is a vertical shaft descending roughly the height of a 20-story building. Below it, large galleries open into corridors and chambers where human figures become small against wet limestone and shale. Some walls appear remarkably flat. Some ceilings follow straight bedding planes. Fractures meet at angles that can resemble cut blocks or engineered passages. Under a narrow headlamp beam, natural geometry becomes easy to misread. The illuminated section looks designed, while the surrounding evidence remains hidden in darkness. Geologists explain these forms through soluble rock, water, structural fractures, bedding, collapse, and long periods of erosion. Nature does not need to build perfect rectangles to create the impression of architecture. It only needs layered rock, repeated joints, and selective light. The cave became internationally famous because of a different claim: a hidden library made from metal plates covered in unknown symbols. In the 1960s, Janos Moric said he had encountered artificial passages and a metallic archive containing knowledge from a lost civilization. The story was later amplified by Eric von Daniken and absorbed into theories about ancient astronauts, forgotten technologies, and the true origin of humanity. The problem was evidence. No verifiable collection of metal books was produced, no secure location was documented, and no independent team confirmed the library. In 1976, a major British-Ecuadorian expedition entered the system with cavers, military personnel, researchers, survey equipment, and extensive logistical support. Neil Armstrong joined the expedition in Ecuador, lending the event global attention. His presence later became part of the mystery itself. But fame is not evidence. Armstrong's participation shows that the cave inspired serious curiosity, not that extraterrestrial artifacts were discovered. Experienced cavers surveyed and mapped kilometers of passages. They documented geology, biology, and objects of archaeological interest. They did not find a golden city, an alien machine, or the legendary metallic library. What they did find was a vast natural cave with a long human history, challenging access, unusual forms, and enormous scientific and cultural value. Archaeological materials, including ceramics, indicate human activity and movement through the cave region. They do not demonstrate impossible technology. The most important context is often lost in sensational retellings. The cave is part of a living indigenous territory, not an empty stage for foreign treasure hunters. The sure relationship with the cave includes practical knowledge, memory, tradition, and authority over access, connections that long predate the 1976 expedition. Seen honestly, Los Teos does not become less fascinating when the alien library disappears. It becomes more complex, a natural system shaped by geology, known through indigenous experience, mapped by modern exploration, and surrounded by a legend that refuses to die. The three locations now reveal the same pattern. At Tequendama, a real abandoned hotel attracted ghost stories. In Centralia, a real mine fire became an image of hell beneath a town. At Los Teos, real geometric formations and a famous expedition gave impossible claims the appearance of credibility. Each legend began with something true: an abyss, a fire, a cave, a historic visitor, and then expanded into what people wanted to fear or believe. The facts do not destroy the mystery. They show why the mystery became powerful. These places are terrifying because they exist at the edge of ordinary experience. Architecture over a void, homes above fire, and human history inside darkness. The ghosts remain unproven. The metal library remains missing. But the waterfall, the burning coal, and the cave are real. And sometimes reality does not need the supernatural to feel like a nightmare.